Hi, this video is about exercising. Excuse my voice. I have neck cancer, throat cancer at the moment now. Got over the bladder cancer, got completely clear. Day that I decided I was well for it, was the day they told me I got cancer of the neck. And they said it was unrelated. So if you've, because I originally had bladder cancer, unrelated to the bladder cancer, I was just unlucky. Okay, but my voice is a bit sore. This is about the exercises, how I managed to get back to where I was when before I had the operation, and I'm fit. If you've seen the other videos, you know I teach yoga, I teach martial arts, I represent Team GP. I'm a fit guy, probably fitter than anybody out there at the moment. Okay, if you think you're fitter than me, brilliant. Well done you, actually. Okay, but when I was in the same position as most of you will be, the idea of trying to walk 6 meters over there to move when you're in the hospital, when you come out after your operation. They'll try to get you sit up and so on, and they'll get you, the main thing is to walk. They'll try to get you to walk the distance to the toilet, basically, 6 foot over there, 6 foot, and then coming back, and they'll walk with you, and they slowly but surely make it further and further. And I was there as well. So to get from walking 6 foot to doing pull-ups and push-ups and everything you can think of, right? If you want to if you weren't there before, don't expect to be able to be doing somersaults and stuff. But unless you want to use this journey now to get fitter than you were before, that's not a bad idea either. Okay, I'm waffling a bit. Let's get on with it. Okay, once you started walking, first thing is walking and getting home. Once you've got home, okay, but even or no. Sorry, let's go back a bit. Once you're in hospital, what you want to be doing, if you can, once you're in hospital, they're not going to ask you to walk. I'm going to ask you to stand up and sit down. It's easy enough. Do it again. Do it in 5 till you can go to do it 5. Same with all these exercises, by the way. Don't push too hard. Remember but if you can, do it once. Do it once. Give yourself a rest. Next time, do it once, and then see if you can do it the second time. Give yourself a rest. Okay, next time, do 2, like you did. Time after that one, do 3. Okay, do 3 again next time, and then do 4. Okay, if you can't do that 4th, don't worry. Okay, just do the 3 or the 2. Till you get to the 5. Okay, ideally the end goal, you want to be doing it 10 times. Anybody, normal adult, should be able to stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down 10 times in a row without a problem. So that's what your goal is. Taking it slowly, one day, one time, one thing at a time. You get what I mean? Yeah, because time is it's on your side as you're healing. Yeah. You you listen to your body, and it doesn't matter if it takes you 2 years or 2 weeks. Do you understand what I mean? If you're focusing and you're doing your best to do the next one, Okay, when you get home, one of the things you're going to be trying to do is the stairs. Okay, nice and steady. Don't be frightened of climbing up the stairs using your hands and your feet. Your goal is to get to the top of the stairs. Don't worry about if you need to sit down. Take a break. Turn around, climb the stairs. You might be doing this to start with. I was. Okay? Get to the top. Take a rest. Come back down. And in the beginning, it might be easier coming down backwards. Climb hands and feet like you got up there, coming down. Okay, if you've got a rail, you can do it holding on the rail, but be safe. Okay, take a rest when you need to. You're halfway down those stairs. If you need to sit on the step, sit down. Okay, take a rest. So your goal is to get up there and then get back down the stairs. Once you've done it once, you know you've done it. Okay. Your next goal is to do it again. Okay. And it might be the next day that you do it. That's fine. When you're ready, you do it again. But at least once a day, you do it. Okay. It's no good waiting 3 days. The idea is that you do progress. Unless, of course, you've got extreme. If you have extreme pains coming through for whatever, and you need to get to the hospital, whatever, to rest, then that's different. Yeah. But generally speaking, you're going to be not wanting to do it. You're going to be out of energy. Yeah. You're going to be sore. The idea isn't to run up the stairs the first time. Okay. But the idea is to get up that stairs, that first one. And like you were doing with the standing and sitting, okay, what you're going to do is each day, you're going to see the next day, see if you can do it in threes. Up and down once, up and down once, up and down once. The fourth day, try up and down twice. Okay, you might be up, then down, bit of a weight, and then go up again for the second one and coming down. Okay, because that's taking it bit by bit. Okay, and the same the next day, trying to do the 2, and then the third day, 2, and then that fourth day, you're going to try for the third one. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and we keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. You need to be going 10 times. Any person should be able to walk up and down those stairs 10 times in a row. Okay? You should have been able to do that before you got into the operation. If you can't do that before the operation, you're in trouble, aren't you? Okay? And if you're looking at this before the operation and you can't do it, start it now. You need to be going up and down those stairs now. Otherwise, you're going to have serious problems. Unless you don't mind being in a wheelchair or whatever you for the luck. I'm not. You need to look after yourself. You can't expect anybody else to look after you. You've got to do it yourself. Okay. If you can't do this, you're going to start being dependent on people for all sorts of things. Okay. Okay. That is your goal. Once you've gone up and down there 10 times, you're well on your way. You're on your way to fitness, general fitness. What I tend to do, what I was doing, is I would go up and down the stairs 10 times. I'd come back into the living room, to the sofa, and then I would do my squats, 10 squats. Okay. Yeah, because you've got your squats and your up and down the stairs. Okay, that's fine for most people. If you want to be that little bit beyond, once you've done your 10, I have a weight vest, okay, was 3k. I've got 2 actually, one's 3k, one's 4.5k. And once I could do 10, I put my weight vest on, and then I did the stairs. And I started on 5. I went from 10 normal to 5 with a weight vest. Then to the 6, then to the 7, to the 8, to the 9, the 10 again. And once I did the 10, I went from the 3k to the 4.5k, down to the 5, 6, 7, back up to the 10 again. And I ended up, I don't do it at the moment, because I've stopped that sort of thing because I'm undergoing the chemo and radiation therapy for the throat. I don't mind being honest with everybody, but I was. And what I did was, once I'd gotten the weight vests on, I used to go up and down, walk up and down 8 times, and then actually, once you've started the weight vest, go up and down 8 times, and then after 8, you run. So you're on the balls of the feet rather than clump, clump, clump going up. You're having to push that little bit harder for the 9 and the 10, and I actually did 11, 12, 30. And I ended up, I finished the regime by doing, because you can make your own progressions, but this is what I ended up doing. I would go up and down the stairs, my weight vest, 8 times, and then the 9th until 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 until 20, I would run, and I would come down the stairs. I'd come to the living room, and I would do my squats. I would do squats, shoulder, feet parallel, facing forwards, not like this. Squats here, 10. Then I would do narrow squats on the balls of the feet. Narrow squats, not on the balls of the feet. And I used to use the door as a help, because trust me, if you do try that, you'll see what I mean. But I used to do 10 of those. One part of it's for the balance, and part of it's because most people don't use the front of the thighs. Okay? And then I did 10 in a wide stance, almost like a sumo wrestler stance to stand, to sumo wrestler stance to stand, 10. So I do 30 squats total. But then again, that's when I was back to where I was. As I was saying right at the beginning, I teach yoga, I teach martial arts, I teach natural movement, so I am fitter than any of you. I don't expect you to be there. And like I said at the beginning, if you want to try it and you want to get there, I am with you all the way. Go for it. Okay? So that's just an indication of where I got from doing that 6-foot walk to get to where I was at the end. Progression. And you've got all the time, because you're off work, you've got no commitments from there. It's for you. Take it. Use this chance to get to where you want to be back. Because there's no way that this bag should stop you from doing any of that sort of stuff. The fitter you are, the more connected to the body you are as well. Okay, that time when you connect to your body, your body, you get a better connection, and the more you appreciate your body, okay, and the body thanks you for it as well, and the less problems you're going to have with other little bits and pieces. So I'm going to leave you there. That was my exercises that I was doing, my little bit of exercise regime. I can't show you running up and down the stairs, it's pointless, but you can be with, I'll walk by your side, like my father, that's passed away. When I run up and down the zigzags when I'm on the beach and that sort of stuff, he runs with me, okay? Because I used to run behind him as a child. Or you find someone to do it with, yeah. But stay with it, stay positive, be happy, keep smiling.